It's a beautiful day to start building wealth. What's up, everybody, and welcome to Master Money. My name is Andrew, host of the Personal Finance Podcast and founder of MasterMoney.co. And today, we're going to be talking about what would actually happen if you invested $300 a month over time. Now, if you've known me for any period of time, you know that I talk about investing all the time because investing is the most powerful thing that you can do with your money. It combats against inflation. It allows your money to actually grow and produce income for you. And over time, investing your money allows you to take a small amount of money and turn it into a massive snowball that spits off cash for you over and over again. And eventually, once your snowball is big enough, you don't have to work anymore. So what I want to do today is take this idea of a mediocre to small amount of money. Maybe $300 is a lot of money to you. Maybe $300 is a small amount of money to you. But what we want to do is see what would happen if we invested $300 over time. Now, before we jump into the compound interest and what would happen if you actually started investing your money, what we're going to look at here and what we're going to assume is that you're actually making an 8% return. Now, over time, since 1929, the S&P 500 has actually returned over 8%, closer to 10%. But what we're talking about today is we want to make sure that we make that number conservative. Because what a lot of people do is they look at really high markets and they take the number based on those really high market numbers instead of actually normalizing the rate of return, which is much closer to 8%. So if you invested $300 a month over the course of time, what would happen with an 8% rate of return? Well, let's see what would happen. If you invested $300 a month with an 8% return for 20 years, you'd have $194,000. So over the course of 20 years, this is extremely powerful because $194,000 for $300 a month is tremendous. That means you would only have contributed $72,000 and your money would have grown to $194,000. That's absolutely amazing. Now, what would happen if you actually started contributing $300 a month for 30 years? Well, in 30 years, you'd have $472,000. That means you would have contributed $108,000 to get a portfolio of $472,000. So if I told you, if you invest 100 grand today, in 30 years, I'll give you $500,000, what would you say? I would say 1,000,000 times yes. And that's what happens when you invest $300 a month over the course of 30 years. The next one, what if you invested $300 a month over the course of 40 years? Over the course of 40 years, you'd have $1,074,000. So $300 a month over the course of 40 years can make you a millionaire. That is absolutely one of the most powerful things about compound interest. Because what happens here is that you invested $144,000 for $300 a month over the course of 40 years is $144,000 to become a millionaire. That is absolutely amazing. And this is the power of compound interest that you have to understand. What if you invested $300 a month for 50 years? In 50 years, you'd have $2.3 million. $2.3 million. That's absolutely amazing just for investing $300 a month. Now, 50 years is a long period of time. I understand that, but think of it this way. $300 every single month. Every $300 you start investing will become $2 million in 50 years. What if you can do $1,200, 4 times that? You're going to have $8 million in 50 years. And what if you invested $300 a month for 50 years? And here's the major power of compound interest. $300 a month with an 8% return in 50 years is, drum roll please, $5.1 million. So you can invest $300 a month over the course of 60 years and hand your children $5 million when you die. This is the power of compound interest. This is the power of building wealth and actually having financial literacy and understanding what you're doing. And this is how you build generational wealth. Listen, I hope you guys loved this video. If you like this video, check out these other 2 videos. They're 2 of my favorites. If you have any questions, leave a comment, smash that like button, jab that subscribe button, hit that notification bell with your elbow, and we'll see ya on the next video.